Yo, it's your boy Grid, and you're now watching MLT Interview.
Yo, what up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of MLT Interview. I am your host, Irvine.
What up? I'm your host, Ashton. Grid, thank you very much for joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got the name Grid?
As you guys heard, my name's Grid. I'm an athlete, right? I've been playing soccer for the majority of my life. I've also been rapping for the majority of my life, right? So, how I got the name Grid is kind of a funny story. It's interesting as well. So it means like a lot to me personally. It started with because I used to play for TFC Academy when I was growing up, and so playing with there, I was transferred to the senior team for the first time, and so I had my first practice there. I was nervous, I was shitting bricks, I was shaking and everything, right? And we're doing just like a little possession drill, and I stepped where there's a grid, right? And so one of my teammates does a little step over, and I take a step outside the grid. And then we continue the drill, whatever. 5 minutes later, we go for water, and we're going back. And as we're going back, we're jogging back. Two of my brethren are like, "Yo, Grid," and I know they're talking to me, but I don't want to turn around to acknowledge what they're saying, right? So I'm just keep moving. I just keep moving, and they run up to me. They're like, "Yo, Grid." I'm like, "Yeah, there's no way you're calling me that, right?" Anyway, the name sticked ever since then, and that was the nickname. And it died off like maybe like 2 years later. Like Grid was dead, whatever. But like the same way how we use the word nigga just freely, right? And be like nigger, whatever the case is, like how we've empowered it is the same thing. So I'm like, yo, I had a lot of different names that I could choose from, but I'm like, I'm gonna choose Grid and make it more than what it was supposed to mean. Okay. Right? Yeah. So that's where that came from.
Let's go.
So saying you played soccer for a lot of your life, when did rapping come into the picture?
Rapping was always in the picture because my brothers, I have two older brothers, right? Yeah. Both who are like 10 and 9 years older than me. And so they've always been rapping. And as soon as I was like conscious of like what rap was, like I was like in the studio with them doing like shit all, but like I was always exposed to it, you know what I mean? Okay. So I'd be home on my phone or writing little raps on my little notepad, whatever. And like for as long as I could remember, man, like as long as I could like make sentences, like I was like writing little poems or raps or whatever, you know? Yeah.
So within like the rap scene, who inspires you? Who do you look up to?
That changes with the time. Like I grew up on like Cassidy, Jadakiss, Styles P. Yeah. Like that was my bread and butter. Like even like Young Meek Mills back in Flamer days. Like that was that grungy ass. That's what I grew up on, and like it's weird. I don't know why. Like a bunch of Philly rappers. Like I don't know why Philly just called to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like obviously like was not obvious, but like I grew up in the hood type shit. You know what I mean? So it's like a different. I hear different things, right? And then I also have a musical ear, so I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear the bars. I want to hear your wordsmith, everything that you have to, your wordplay, everything, all the lyricism, you know? So like there's a certain type of rappers that like I just felt like they were speaking to me because they were talking what I wanted to hear and how I wanted to be heard.
You were talking about how when you were a kid you wrote a lot of stuff. When you're battle rapping, do you do the same thing? You write, or is it like freestyle? Or
no, we have there's like a format, right? There's like a urbanized battle rap format that people follow, and it's basically you write your material, and if you have that ability to freestyle, then you can freestyle in between rounds, or you can freestyle like at the beginning of a round to rebuttal something that someone said. I have the ability to freestyle, but like not for long at a high level that I want it to be at. So I'll freestyle maybe at the beginning of a round, and then I'll get straight into my written material. That's how I usually do it.
So how do you prepare for a battle? Like, do you do your research on this next person, look into what other people said about them? Like, what do you do?
So like that's exactly it, pretty much, right? Like you have to be informed, you have to do your research, or else like you're just gonna be a fool going up there, right? So I'll watch previous battles, I'll go online. Like some people like go to the extreme, they'll like go Facebook the guy, he's dating this person, they'll go search up that girl, and I don't do that shit. Like I'll just look you up, watch your battles, hear what other people have to say about you, and if it's of relevance to me, then I'm gonna bring it up. If it's not, then I'm gonna just write more bars. Right? Like a lot of it now, because like at the beginning I didn't know these battle rappers like they didn't even have no personalities. They were like absolute nobodies, right? So writing personalized bars for them was like super impossible, right? Because like there's nothing to talk about. But as you get like older and as you start to make a little bit of name for yourself, like you start to battle rappers with more personality and there's more to talk about, right? So you incorporate bars, you can incorporate personals and everything like that.
So how much of it is talent versus preparation?
That's a good question. I think talent will always overweigh preparation.
Yeah.
You could be as prepared as you want, but if you don't have the talent to make something sound nice, then you just don't got it. Like, I remember, this is way back when. I remember like my first battle was in elementary school, and it was messed up, and like we knew we were battling, but like we weren't paying attention like how things were being said or anything of the sort. But looking back, like the way how you say things, like you can't just teach yourself how to say certain things. You know what I mean? There's so much like ground talent that has to start up, and like how to create bars properly, how to say it properly, your actions now have to match what you're saying and everything. And now you're not only a battle rapper, but now you're also a performer. Right? And like doing that, you can't just, you know what, I'm gonna work at this and I'm gonna practice that. Like it's the same thing like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant Kobe Bryant or LeBron James in that order, because Kobe's better than LeBron, right? But or dancing, like you have people that are talented and that with the same amount of training will just, their ceiling's much higher. So it's the same thing with battle rap, you know?
So just talking about like how you have to say things. This is all to get like a reaction from the crowd. Do you feel like it's hard to come back when like the crowd is silent and you hit like your hottest bar?
You know, that's happened to me like a few times. And it's weird because like there'll be certain things that I'm feeling and like I'll spit it with like all my soul and I'm like, yo, I spent like months on this and like I'll get nothing. You know what I mean? And then something that like I whiffed up the night before, I'll say it and the crowd will just erupt. And I'm just like, how the fuck did that happen? You know? Like I put so much work into this and like you play it off. That's what you have to do, right? Okay, and then I've reached to the point now where I actually believe that everything I say is fire. So everything comes out with the same charisma and everything. You know what I mean? So that even if I think that like this is my favorite bar and this is my personal favorite bar and people don't necessarily fuck with the same, it's all good because everything I'm saying, like you have to fuck with something. You know what I mean? That's exactly it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So seeing all this work that you're putting into battle rap, is it something you want to continue to do or just like a hobby, something for you to like vent?
It started off with a hobby like in high school and elementary school, and then like recently like it's been like, no, like this it's actually like possible to go places. You know what I mean? Like there's King of the Dot locally, there's URL in the States, and like those are the only two leagues that I would go to, right? So right now I'm with Beast Mode and they're just like a Toronto league and they just help like nurture you, right? I've spoken to a couple KOTD guys actually, and how they have it, they have their KOT guys, they have GZ, and then they have something called PY, right? So what I've been told is that, listen, next time we have a PY card, we're gonna give you a shot, whatever, come try out for the PY card. If you do well on the PY, we'll put you on 2 GZs or whatever, and depending on how you do, you either stay or you go up, or like they don't fuck with you, right? So it's there, the opportunity is there, and that's what I'm realizing. So like I'm definitely trying to do something with it, you know? And like not just waste my time. Like a hobby's fun, it's fun, I love it, but like I could also do something with it.
Exactly. Why not capitalize on it?
Facts.
So how do you prepare for a battle mentally? Because I'm pretty sure you have to be like thick-skinned.
Mentally is just growing up, there's not much people could say to offend me. So I'm not easily offended. I also know that this is battle rap and like what the purpose of this to insult people. So like I'm not gonna take offense to much that people say. I've also never faced someone like disrespectful enough to be like, yo, like God forbid my mom gets cancer and then someone's like, yo, your mom has cancer. Like I don't know how I'll react to that. You know what I mean? Like, that's like different type shit. And like, but as of like mentally, like I'm fine. Like people are up in your face. Like I love it all. You know what I mean? So there's nothing that is just like, it's never the case where it's like, yo, fuck, I didn't expect this, or yo, I'm not mentally prepared for this. Like mentally I'm always there. And like I think that derives from like soccer, right? Because like playing with TFC, playing in the States, playing in England, like you just learn a different type of professionalism and you're used to a certain type of atmosphere of people watching you. So coming into battle rap, it's like, okay, now I'm just rapping, after I get out the first little nerves, whatever, like it's go time, you know?
That's very true.
Yeah.
Just going back to when you were talking about like other rappers and like KOTD and like URL, like grind time and stuff. Is there anybody that you want to face that like you think you could take that's like up there?
That I think I could take now or that I want to face in the future?
Both.
You know what? There's a few guys I think I could take now. In all seriousness, like especially in KOTD. Like I want to battle Shoddy P. Like he's like a GZ guy. He got like a couple KOT shots, but like I want to battle him and just like shut him up type thing. Because like a bunch of their Detroit guys were just talking shit about T.O. like a few months back. And like I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it because he has to get smoked. You know what I mean? But like I think I think URL breeds a different type of battle rapper than KOTD. And the content that you hear is different. So you're allowed to hear more drug talk, more gun talk, in URL versus a KOTD stage. And like I think the crowd and the audience that you're rapping to plays like the biggest part in that. You know what I mean? And that's not to say like Canada doesn't have like hoods or nothing, because we do. Like it's real out here too. You know what I mean? But it's just what's at the face is more, I don't know, guys rapping fast, you know, multis, all that other shit, you know, and like that's not really my thing. But like there are street rappers on King of the Dot, right? So like in terms of who do I want to, I'd love to face Tay-Rock from URL, for example, right? Rum Nitty, Av, Chess is I think 3 or 4 years younger than me, right? It's crazy. And then King of the Dot, there's a few guys I want to battle Pat Stay, like so bad. No, I can't do it now. I get smoked now. But like in a few years, like,
is he like the top guy you want to face out of like all of those legendary names? Out of all the legendary names,
I'd want to face Hollow the Don. Hollow the Don is a fucking problem. Like he's a problem. He's the only guy I've seen rap written material, see the crowd not fucking with it, and be like, you're not fucking with this? You want gun bars? All right, and he'll go into another bag of just like gun bars. You're not fucking with that? He'll freestyle. Like he's like the epitome of like a battle rapper. Just in the essence of being able to do everything at a high degree. It's ridiculous. So like, I'd like to battle him. Can I battle him now? No, like no. You know what I mean? But like that's the end goal, if anything.
Yeah, exactly. As of late, battle rap has been put in like more of a mainstream light. How do you feel about that? And like celebrities, like mainstream artists battling actual battle artists who do this like every day.
So I think it's good and I think it's bad. I think I'll start with the bad. Right? The bad is that you lose the essence of what battle rap is. Right? You have security on the stage. Like, do you guys there was Total Slaughter. There's an event called Total Slaughter that happened, right? And like I thought it was just poorly done. I thought it was just a money scheme. I thought they made their money and they're cut. They didn't even finish paying the battle rappers, for example.
Was this the one with Joe Budden?
Exactly. Joe Budden, Hollow the Don. Right? Now, I think Joe Budden could fucking rap. Like, I think he's nice. Can you step into a battle rap ring and do what they do? Not in your first try. You know what I mean? And like that's what the perception that a lot of these rappers have or MCs have, is that these guys are rappers, I'm a rapper, I can go and battle rap. No, you can't. Like, you have bars, you could rap, but like if you watch Joe Budden's performance, one hand's in his pocket, one hand's on his hip, he's talking to the mic, and it's just you're losing a lot. And like he had some bars, like his wordplay is crazy, you know what I mean? But like you lose the essence of it when it goes so mainstream. And then you have all these pay-per-views and people yada yada yada. But then the good side is that there's more money in it, right? Like obviously everyone's trying to get paid. You know, I'm not trying to count no one's pockets, but like at the end of the day, like people are trying to make checks. You know what I mean? 5-6 years ago, no one was asking for 40K. Now you have Loaded Lux 3 years ago talking about, or 4 years ago, whatever the case is, talking about, like y'all gotta pay me 40K or I'm not battling. You know what I mean? And now you got guys like Cassidy got $100 grand. You know what I mean?
That's also like Cassidy.
It's Cassidy though, right? Oh, for sure. But then you have other like Loaded Lux, Murder Mook. Those guys could ask for like 80K. Disaster could ask for like 50. You know what I mean? And so like the money increases, which helps, and then again also not helps, because then people are only battling for money.
Not for the art of actually battling.
Exactly. So it's choose your poison, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what do you see in your future as like a battle rapper? Do you want to extend to like rap? Do you want to continue to go and like dominate in KOTD? Where do you see yourself going?
I'd love to just be like from Toronto and be like go out and represent Toronto in like a battle scene. You know what I mean?
Like outside of Toronto.
Yeah. So like even if I make it to KOTD, I'll be like, yo, this is sick, and it's obviously a great opportunity. But if a Canadian could go to URL and dominate, like it's crazy, because me and my boy Franchise, right? He's a battle rapper too. We grew up playing soccer together, whatever. Grew up around like near the same hoods, whatever. And like I've known him my entire life. We went to high school together. We've always talked about like battling like on a serious level. We loved URL, everything. Like I was watching Smack DVDs when my brother had them in his, you know what I mean? Like all kind of shit. So like our dreams in the sense were like to rap on a Smack stage. He's 1 year older than me, and he's rapping on a Smack stage right now. You know what I mean? Yeah, the first Canadian, and like it's huge. You know what I mean? Like how many doors it opens, it's huge. You know what I mean? And it's not like I want to follow in his footsteps. It's like, no, I'm trying to go there with him. You know what I mean? And like do this together and like put Toronto on a different map. You know what I mean? Like there's MCs, Cardinal, Drake, whatever, P. Ray, who else? You know what I mean? That have done so much for the city, but it, like in the battle scene, it's not fully there. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like you have a league called King of the Dot, and there's not one battle rapper from Toronto up on the main stage. You know what I mean? And like that hurts me. You know what I mean? Where it's like we have some talented guys, and it's whether it's the opportunity, whether it's politics, yada yada yada. Like it'd just be nice to have a Toronto battle rapper just blow up. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to do.
All right, man. Thanks for the interview.
Thanks for having me.
How about you let the people know where they could find you, your social medias?
Instagram, Twitter, grid_FOE. Grid, that's where you can find me. I'm there every day, so holla at your boy.
All right, respect.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Cool.
Appreciate it. Yeah.